This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
First tonight, the family of Kaylee Gain says she started speaking again and is starting to walk with medical assistance. It comes weeks after a teenage girl was charged with assaulting her in North County. Tonight, both families are going public with more context around the violent incident and what it means for the teenagers involved. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Brent Solomon, and Allred has the night off.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. Kaylee Gain's family released an updated statement about 90 minutes ago. In it, they responded to the 15-year-old suspect's family and their claims about the attack. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here with new details from both families.
Yeah, in their statement, Kaylee Gain's family says they want 15-year-old Maurice DeClue charged as an adult. Meanwhile, I just got off the phone with DeClue's mom and dad moments ago. They've been making visits to see her while she's being held in juvenile custody. They say she's dismayed to hear Kaylee Gain was in a coma for so long and relieved to hear about her recent improvements because, quote, she wants to apologize. In just 12 seconds, the lives of Kaylee Gain and Maurice DeClue changed forever. Gain suffered traumatic brain injuries. Her family says she's gone on a few short walks and been able to engage in limited verbal conversations. Her parents say through a lawyer she does not have any recollection of the altercation. DeClue's family waited 3 weeks to defend Maurice from online threats due to the delicate nature of the situation. In this open letter, her cousin wrote on behalf of her parents to address what they called misconceptions surrounding Maurice's character, highlighting her honor roll status, proficiency in 4 languages, that she played volleyball and violin in school orchestra. But Gain's parents say they take issue with comments like those and call for DeClue to be charged as an adult, citing screenshots of deleted social media posts they were unable to verify. DeClue's mother said investigators are reviewing threats that she received on social media before the fight started, saying this had manifested over a 3-month period. And I didn't know she was being bullied. I would have pulled her out of school.
Social media platforms can cause people to rush to judgment.
Julie Smith teaches media literacy in the digital age at Webster University.
Patience makes nobody any money these days.
She said the desire to drive clicks and views can also dull someone's judgment in the real world.
Their first reaction was to get out their phone and film it rather than try to help. What does that say about us as a society that we're more likely to film something rather than actually help?
Then there's the viral spread. She called that urge to show your online followers what you discovered before they did performative sharing.
When you're in that frame of mind, that performative sharing frame of mind, you're less likely to check things for authenticity. You're less likely to critically evaluate the message because you just want to push it out there.
But when you only have fragments of a story, there's so much you can get wrong. She pointed to recent hysteria and wild speculation about Princess Kate Middleton as a prime example.
There's this vacuum of information, and so that's where the conspiracy theories fill in.
Smith says online, volume, and velocity can overwhelm critical thinking.
We all move so fast. We are not only quick to judge, but we are constantly scrolling, and we don't ever really stop to think about what we're consuming.
Kaylee's parents are also disputing rumors online tonight that her mother was the one who dropped her off at that fight off school grounds. They say no, she was at work, and that her coworkers can corroborate that story. The charges Maurice faces are serious. She may still be certified for trial as an adult and could face serious consequences for that 12-second fight. We should learn more Monday when this case goes before a juvenile court judge. However, we won't learn for at least a month or two whether she may be tried as an adult.
Excellent reporting tonight, Mark. Breaking developments now in a trial we've been following all week. After 5 hours of deliberations, a St. Louis County jury finds a man guilty in the death of Jackie Mitchell. She was found dead in a man's bedroom in March of last year after going missing for several days. 5 on your side's Christine Byers was the only reporter in the courtroom for that verdict. She's live now with the very latest. Christine.
Brent, prosecutors were seeking second-degree murder charges in this case. They said that Joseph DeJoie knew that Jackie Mitchell could die when he gave her fentanyl, but the jury disagreed and convicted him of involuntary manslaughter. In all, DeJoie was convicted on 10 of 13 charges related to the death of Jackie Mitchell. It happened in March of 2023 at his apartment in Maryland Heights. She had been dead for 6 days before police found her in a plastic bin in his bedroom. 2 more women came forward after news of her death spread. The jury found DeJoy not guilty of sexually assaulting the woman he met on Facebook just days before Mitchell disappeared. The jury found DeJoy guilty of raping a woman he picked up in 2022 who was walking along a highway. And the jury also found him guilty of raping Jackie Mitchell. The multiple rape convictions make him a predatory offender, which carry mandatory life sentences. Now, just minutes ago, the jury returned back to deliberations to decide how much time DeJoy should spend behind bars for these crimes. A judge will then take those recommendations and decide whether he should spend those sentences consecutively or concurrently behind bars in prison. Live outside the courthouse in downtown Clayton, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
New developments in a crash that killed 2 women from Chicago who were in St. Louis for a Drake concert. Today, the family of the mother and daughter were in town where they faced the driver for the first time and visited the crash site. Justina Coronel was in the courtroom today. She is live from 18th and Olive, where the family visited the site of the crash for the first time. Justina?
The driver, 22-year-old Monte Henderson, was in court today and pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. Now, he's being charged with multiple counts, including involuntary manslaughter and armed criminal action. And just this month, a grand jury indicted him and added DWI charge involving alcohol. Henderson is out on bond, and he was sitting next to his family in court today. Now, also in the courtroom was the family of the victims, Leticia Bracero and Alyssa Cordova. Family tells me the two were walking to their hotel room when they were killed in that crash. Today, for the first time, the family came down from Chicago to visit St. Louis and the crash site. It was an emotional moment for them as they placed candles and photos near the intersection, and the family held hands and prayed for justice.
We're just at the mercy of the courts to make sure that he gets what he deserves. The law is the law. We want him to have the harshest punishment that the law allows, because we will never get them back.
We reached out to Henderson's attorney for comment, but have not heard back yet. The next hearing in this case will be next month. Reporting live, Justina Coronel, 5 on your side.
All right, Justina, thank you. If you were in downtown St. Louis today, you may have noticed a group of people carrying crosses.
A few pastors and other Christians spent Good Friday remembering those who have tragically died in downtown St. Louis. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings talked to them about their mission.
Remind us, Lord, praying over the city, and we want to see a revival take place in the city to combat all of the violence and the hatred and the fear that's taking place in our society.
They're on a mission with a message this Easter weekend.
We're going to pray for all of those who have died in accidents and crashes here in downtown St. Louis. There's a lot of wild driving, there's a lot of partying that takes place here.
Chris Aaron Rice, other pastors, and other Christians went corner to corner downtown, specifically where tragedy struck, to spread hope and healing on Good Friday. One stop was at North 18th and Olive Street, where a mother and daughter from Chicago were killed in a crash.
But we do this every year as a remembrance of the atonement of sin on the cross, and we do this as a remembrance of the shame and the necessity for Christ to die in our place.
The group passed by here to 1409 Washington, where last year a young man was killed and 11 others were hurt when a party turned violent in an office space upstairs.
So I've lost family members, I've had some situations with my family from violence and things like that, yeah.
This is St. Louis native Chandra Williams' first time.
It's to demonstrate just a portion of my expression of love for Christ.
They're all sharing that love by remembering lives lost and speaking life into people coming and going downtown.
We're bringing the message of the gospel to the pain, the hurting, the brokenness here in St. Louis.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
This was New Life Evangelistic Center's 52nd year leading the walk. The church is an interdenominational church and nonprofit that serves the homeless.
Well, it's a welcome home. Some say it's 50 years overdue. The salute to veterans at Soldiers Memorial.
Plus, it was an event so big in St. Louis, we're still talking about it 120 years later. The 1904 World's Fair exhibit in the works.
And it's the last weekend in March. It's a warm breeze tonight, maybe an isolated storm north and west, but all of us have a really good chance of seeing some severe weather on Monday. More details coming up.